speed the camera up. Now we're going to watch that in fast forward. So it's the layer, it's the second layer of clouds. And there's a layer above that. I like that. That's attention to detail. That even though it shows it off in the distance, it also shows it right above a person. The sun could be brighter. My crops are doing quite well. I have sunflowers over here on plot 21. I couldn't pass it up. Soybeans here on silty clay. I'm not sure what that's going to turn out to be. I'm not sure if soybeans like silty clay or not. I don't even know if it matters with soybeans. Here we have sunflowers growing on loam. Woo-woo! That's a home run. So I purchased plot 21. It already had sunflowers planted on it. They were not this tall yet. They had just barely germinated. I added lime and manure. Just in time. Was about $148,000 rounded up. Which is I had to take a loan from the bank. So I'm in the hole for money per day at around $1,300 for loan interest, but I have about $3,600 in property income being generated for me. I'm going to work on paying back that loan after I acquire. First, I need to save up $50,000 to get a Missy B's $50,000, 150,000 liter capacity all-purpose silo, which is this one here. Bear with me. This one here. Yes. I know I pretty much do have room. I just need to find it. Probably need to cut a few trees down. So this provides me income per hour. Cellular antenna. I picked one of the highest spots I could to get good range. Same with this. This is for precision farming worker helper. Creates a signal that the workers can use to triangulate their position to make them work more efficiently. But I need the RTK buildings first put on my farm, and I have not bought those yet. But that's okay. I'm still just beginning on and start from scratch. Let's take a look at precision farming. Silty clay with soybeans, I'm not sure if it matters. I don't think it does. That strip there, that little landing strip here, that is soybeans, and then this strip here, which is kind of choppy looking. That's just issues with the game as far as property lines go. But what you see there is some soybeans. Not much, but I had to take advantage and plant some soybeans because with seasons, if I don't plant my soybeans, I have to wait till the next year. And I have 9 days per season, or 36 days for the entire year in game, which takes me about 2 weeks real time playing. So when it's time to take advantage of planting, do it when you're playing 9 days per season. Some people play 6 days per season, some play 3. Most play 6 days per season. That's the perfect range for players starting out. I think if you go with 3 days per season, you're going to find yourself having too much work to do. With seasons, it's about relaxing and having fun in the winter time. There's so much to do in the winter, but that'll be for other videos. The nitrogen is appropriate. The soybeans like about 40 nitrogen, which is where I'm at. The sunflowers, that is with manure that I placed, that's perfect for sunflowers. And then the wheat on plot 18, and then the field above it, which I plowed out myself, that is all wheat as well. That was put in with a seeder, with the fertilizer that comes with the seeder, the Series Master by Stara is what I used. And then I have the wind turbine, which produces me income per hour. Now I'm jumping around to different topics here in my mind as I show what's going on and what the update is. Since we last spoke, I said I was going to have a dry spring, in which I was correct. It rained pretty much all day yesterday, starting around noon. So I got a lot of rain yesterday on day 7. Just in time, too, because my crops were getting close to the point where if they hadn't gotten any rain, that would have been it. Here I have a 1-slot solar panel, which gives me, I'm not sure what income per hour it is. And the reason I say that is because in the garage, it only shows how much income per hour it is for New Farmer, which is 150 an hour. For Start From Scratch, which is the hardest, toughest difficulty, which is what I chose to play with for this game, for this single save game, is a lot less. It's a lot less. Let me just tell you that. A lot less than you'd think. Here's a taco stand, which generates 20 an hour for New Farmer. A lot less for Start From Scratch, but it doesn't say. And that's 40 an hour for this one, but that's from Start From Scratch value. I mean, New Farmer value, not Start From Scratch. I'm not sure why these mods don't show New Farmer, Farm Manager, and then Start From Scratch. There's 3 different levels of difficulty for income. So be aware of that. That's for New Farmer only. You have to extrapolate from easy, medium to hard, whatever it may be. But for Start From Scratch, it's not a lot. They really bump it down a lot. Here, this one is 15 an hour for New Farmer versus Start From Scratch. It's a lot less. This is $8 an hour. That's going to be for a future video. I'm not going to reveal its location yet. It's going to be some sort of improv storyline type thing. In an outhouse, every farm needs an outhouse. It is 4 slots, though. That is quite a bit. But whatever. I may use that in my roleplay videos. Who knows? That is about it for that. And then here's the Nimbus. I believe I pronounced that right. I want to make sure I pronounce that correctly. No, it's this way. Bereda's Imbus. Yeah, I said Nimbus. Berta's Imbus. Not Bereda. Berta's Imbus income. It just sits there and produces income per hour. That's all it, nothing else. That's all it does. It's all immersion. The immersion value of it. Now I want to check some things out here versus what it used to be with the old seasons. New seasons, it comes when you have seasons plus precision farming added in. Where this screen would have fertilizer and farm, now says C precision farming. So I hit the R1 button once, scroll to the right. Now nitrogen is your fertilizer, and you only need about 1 application. 2 if you, sometimes depending, because after a harvest, you're going to want to plant your oilseed radish, let it grow, plow it back into the soil, and then it's going to need an additional second spreading application, either with slurry or manure. That works best, which is different from the old version of seasons, which you could do 1 fertilizing application, which brought it to 33, and then a second application, which brought it to 66, and then the third application, which brought it to 100, was the old version. Now, that doesn't work that way anymore. And also is a number 1 reason why I don't do fertilizing contracts anymore, because they're overpowered. Fertilizing contracts are when the AI owns the land themselves, and they want to pay you to fertilize it for them. Well, with precision farming, that would only be once. But this is using the old versions of seasons. You actually can get 3 per as the season progresses. And then they'll harvest it, then they'll replant again, and then you can actually capitalize on that again, even in the same year, towards the fall time, I believe. I don't know. Sometimes they, sometimes it, excuse me, sometimes it'll germinate before winter, sometimes it won't. I don't, depending on certain crops. So then you're capitalizing on that again, and can you imagine 13,000 times 3, 18,7, 36 times 3? Way overpowered, so I avoid those. I only do transport missions, which here I've got one ready to go. Those are the most realistic. Or I will also do plow contracts or sowing contracts for SOWINGs, not sowing like it probably says down below in the subtitles. So I wanted to make sure I touch on that point. Back to what I was talking about previously. I think that covers everything. Then the yield, that's not been established yet because these are all first time crop rotations so far. It's the first crop because this is a brand new save game. Let's talk about that. The crop rotation planter. I have corn, which was purchased, but then I planted wheat. Now, the corn was when I first started the game. I bought plot 18. It was on there previously. It had been harvested. I just started the game, and I thought to myself, okay, what do I want to do? I want chickens. So even though it only gives 0.86% of 100, the yield's not going to be that great, but it is on loam, so the yield maybe it is on loam, so it's going to be good anyways. With precision farming, you get special bonuses. So, and then I planted even more wheat. I don't care about that it's less than the ratio of 1. It's actually worse than that. That doesn't bother me. Chickens, you got to do what you got to do. Now, the other one that I plowed out myself, it says next to plot 18 was the fallow one, and it's called fallow. When you plow the grass into the field, it acts as oilseed radish, sort of, so to speak. Not in real life, but for the purposes of this game, grass that is plowed into the soil acts as oilseed radish would on a field that you planted it on. It's 40%. It's this grass and oilseed radish serve the same function. So then wheat, look at the value now, 1.14 ratio. Very nice. Plus the precision farming bonuses because it's on loam, which is preferred soil for wheat, the best soil for wheat, I believe. And then rotation C was grass previously on plot 21, and then sunflowers 0.90. That's not bad. I'm still going to get a bonus because it's on loam and because of the precision farming bonuses that go along with it. So there we are. Touching on some things here and showing people what the markets are going to be changing. Those sunflowers could go up as high as maybe $1,700, $1,800 at a really, really high demand. So I'm going to wait it out. Soybeans I've got planted. Wow, look at the markets on that. Of course, I'm going to hold out till the next year. I got to hold out till the very next year of summer before I sell them. Corn, I haven't planted any yet, but that'll be for if I want to have pigs. You definitely need corn for pigs. Corn is the best staple for pigs. If you don't have corn, don't even worry about raising pigs. Potatoes are very nice. Never done them yet. Never done sugar beets, never done cotton, never done sugar cane. Eggs, the markets fluctuate. Then you've got wool, milk, which I've all done. Wood chips I've never done before yet. Of course, we all know what silage is about. And apparently you can sell manure. Apparently you can sell slurry. Very nice. Look at the markets. There's so much with precision farming and seasons together creates a completely different game. It is. It's two different games. The regular version of FS19 and FS19 with seasons, along with precision farming, is a completely different game. Totally. And it's a lot more fun and more realistic. Totally more realistic. What else can we look at here? These are my settings. If you want to pause the screen and look at that. This is for the US Midwest Geo. which I'm using on Ravenport. You can pause the screen and look at that. And then down here you have grass and sugarcane to top it off. Here's the forecast for the next 7 days. Wow. No sun again, rain again until Sunday. Wow. That's a whole week from now. Wow. Crazy. Here, of course, crop info. Study that, get to know it. Very helpful guide. And, of course, animals, which I don't have yet. But with seasons, animals make sense. And I hear possibly with precision farming, with FS22, precision farming could actually cross over into animals to make animals more efficient. Interesting. I don't know for sure. That's just kind of what I've heard. All right. And I've got it on 60 times speed. I didn't realize that. I've wasted the whole day. Well, I guess I better turn that back to real time, which is right here. Whoops. Fertilizing. Yeah, I avoid fertilizing contracts. I have this one that's active. I hope I didn't fail my attempt at that. I think, yeah, I've got till the end of the day. I'm going to have to do that contract at night. But that won't be recorded. I've already made a couple of transport videos for now to keep the content fresh for my side business. Everybody have a great day. Let me know if there's anything I missed. Let me know if I can answer any questions about precision farming or seasons or even the U.S. Midwest Geo, what that's all about, or anything at all about the game FS19.